Today's exercise is some sort of band assistance and band resistance for the press up. So let's have a look at the resistance one first. It's quite straightforward. And the assistance one, when we get to it, is great. There's a lot of people who really want to develop a press up, who struggle with full body press up position, different reasons. And then I'm going to show you how to use a band to support that and assist that in a similar way that we do when we do pull-ups. Let's do resistance first. Resistance is dead simple. So there are different reasons why at a certain point in training you're going to want to add more load in order to get a great training effect or to progress what you're doing. Out in the park or when you're travelling on holiday or out and about and stuff, you may not be able to bring dumbbells, and so we can use rubber bands. This is fairly straightforward. What I've done here is I've tied a knot in this. So the sort of rubber band you're going to want is probably going to be like this one. They come in different sizes, but they're not like those very thin Theora bands, which to be honest will have very little resistance. But this will be able to add a fairly meaningful amount of resistance. Your only issue will be that they're often just slightly long, and what will happen is they'll be quite slack through half your press up. So I've tied a short knot in it so that right all the way through my press up and right from the beginning, I do have some tension in the band. So dead simple, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my hands through here. I'm going to get the band behind my back, put my thumbs through here, push myself down under my palms. There we go. And now right from the beginning I've got tension. If I didn't have that knot, it would be slack. And then I'm going to get ready, and I can go through and push up, and go through and push up. Down here is where you really risk losing tension from the band, and that's why we have the knot. I still have some because I've got the knot, and I can push on through, lots of resistance to the top, but because of the knot, I've stopped it getting slack in the bottom. There we go. You want to do it so that you get tension across your back and you don't aggravate your neck. But that's fairly straightforward, kind of speaks for itself. Then we can have a look at the assistance. There's a lot of videos on press up, and you'll find me very often saying, careful not to dominate with shoulders. Feel your body weight really sitting through your chest, and as you go down, let that kind of chest muscle expand around your ribcage, and then press through the floor, but try to really experience that and focus in on the chest itself. Don't let the shoulders go up into the ears. Okay, so the assistance bit. This is great. I've used this with people whose shoulders are more vulnerable than others, but not so much that they can't do this. So perhaps they can't do a full press up on the floor, but they can go through the full and functional motion of a full press up if we take some load off. So it could be just injury prevention, someone with slightly more delicate shoulders, or it could be a lot of people really struggle with actually full press up to start with, and so what we can do is we can put some assistance in it, either for someone who doesn't have the upper body strength but would like to develop it. We can start to remove that resistance step by step, or perhaps for someone who would really like to do a lot of reps but can't do it on own body weight alone. What we're going to do in the gym, this is quite easy. You can set a pole up. You may well be able to find places in the park where this is going to work. You want to make sure this isn't going to break, that you're not going to get in trouble for tying anything onto it. But it's really as simple as getting the band tied off. I'm going to get this under the chest itself. If you're forwards in the way that I'm going to be, you're going to want to know that the thing that you're leaning off isn't going to tip over with you. Otherwise, you're going to go directly under where you've got the band. I'm going to go slightly forwards. There we go. And then as I go down, I get the assistance. I get more assistance at the bottom, less at the top. Yeah, because it's a rubber band, which means that the shorter the band, the less assistance it's giving me, the less help. But the more that I make that band stretch, actually, the more that band will help me out. Which is useful because the top is usually where you're stronger, you're actually in quite small range. Down here, you're quite stretched now, so it's where it's harder. And that means you get the most help where it's harder, and that help just kind of starts to ebb away towards the top. So here you go, there's a press up assist. It's a really nice way to develop a press up if you really want the upper body strength to do so. But you are struggling to make that transition from, you see these regressed press ups here, There we are. Lots of people, for lots of different reasons, would struggle with the full body press up, and then we're just going to use the band to help. I was quite forward, wasn't I? But you can be directly underneath your ankle point. Cool. So there you go. So you've got the band for assistance and resistance. And I suppose that has a lot to do with rep ranges, right? So even if you can do your own body weight press ups, if you're looking at rep ranges and you're trying to do 5 rep failures, your body weight is always the same, but you need to make it harder. You could always add resistance. And if you're looking at your rep ranges, because it's part of your workout, you're looking for a 20 rep failure, but actually you can only do 10 press ups, then you can use the assistance. So you can use these 2 methods to make sure that you're hitting exactly the right sets and reps by either assisting yourself or resisting yourself.